Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in with me on this new podcast. At this time, if you would be so nice and kind to go ahead and share the video out to and help me get some reach. So while you all are tagging and sharing, go ahead and like the video as well. While you all are tagging and sharing, go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tag a few people in. Thank you, Pierre, for joining in with us. Thank you so much, Tamika. Thank you so much for joining in with me. I told you I was gonna be here at 7. Who was that? Tamika. At this time, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me start tagging a few people in real quick. And while Facebook is indicating to others, y'all go ahead and tag in. If I don't call your name, y'all, it's because I can't see some of y'all names from the screen, but that's okay. Monique, well, thank you so much for joining in with me tonight. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody who's on here right now. Right now, what I want y'all to do, go ahead and tag some people in, and I'm gonna let Facebook indicate to others that I am on, and I'll join in with you all in a few minutes. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead and Monique, well, good evening. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tag some people in on tonight. So y'all just bear with me for a second. I'll Let me just do a little tagging. Okay, good evening, everyone. Just as I promised that I was going to come on here tonight, Thursday night, y'all, I'm so happy to see each and every person that's on this live with me tonight. It's truly a blessing, y'all. Today is a day, this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Y'all, I'm glad to be on here tonight. I had been praying to God for God to show me and to order my steps on how He wanted me to do things. And once God gave me the okay, gave me the red light, the green light, I went ahead and did what God said. As I said, it's a blessing, y'all, to be on here tonight, and I'm glad that y'all showed up for me, just like y'all said y'all would. Give me 1 second. I forgot to tag somebody in. I promised them I'd tag them in. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I did that. Thank y'all. Y'all, how was y'all day today? My day was pretty good. Leading up to this day, y'all, I was a little bit nervous, but I know that God has equipped me to do this here. Leon Holmes, thank you so much for joining in with us tonight. I'm glad to see you on. I know that God has equipped me for this day, y'all, and I was ready. I was ready. Tamika, like I said, I'm glad your day was going good. Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and I hope I greeted everybody that I seen on tonight. If I missed you, y'all, I didn't do it intentionally. But I'm gonna go ahead. Y'all, as I was sitting here and I was just thanking God for this day. And the reason I was thanking God for this day is because this is a day that God created for me and you. But one thing about it is that I had to realize we had to wait. So y'all notice I got the topic here. The wait is over. One thing about life, the hardest part of life is to wait on something. But you know what God made me realize? If we order something from Amazon, we wait. But check this out. Amazon even has it to the point where Colleen, thank you so much for joining in. Amazon even has it to the point where you can have it express delivery, but you have to wait. You can't order and get it right then and there. And then you go to a restaurant. When you order food, you have to wait. So the hardest part sometimes is for us to wait in life. But God began to show me as I prayed to God and I asked God to order my footsteps and to tell me the direction He wanted me to go in. God begins to show me the wait is over, y'all. Y'all, the wait is over. Y'all, this message that God gave me, I truly believe is a powerful message. I truly believe that it's going to impact a lot of people's life, because sometimes we think, J. Lou, thank you so much for joining in with us on tonight. Sometimes we think that waiting means that we are denied. Waiting is not denied. Now, there are several times in the Bible where we are requested that we have to wait. So God had begun to show me that waiting is a part of the process. Think about it. Before we were born on this earth, we had to wait to be presented to this earth. We had to wait in our mother's womb until a specific time that God seen fit for us to come to this earth. So waiting is not bad at all. Javon Parker, thank you so much for joining in with me on tonight. Waiting is not so bad, but y'all, this message that I got, I hope it impacts a lot of people's life. Y'all, what I want to tell y'all, waiting ain't as bad as it seems. Because when we wait on God, guess what? What God does in our life is not going to be a mess. When we wait on God, what God does for us, it's going to be perfect. Because guess what? God said everything that He did in the beginning, it was good. So we know that God has a good, perfect plan and a will for our life, but we have to wait. So, y'all, the wait is over, is what God is saying. So y'all, I was just sitting here, and as I was getting things together, I was just thinking back over my life. I said, in my life, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, but one thing I come to realize, what I've been through only prepared me for a time such as this. Y'all, sometimes we think that we'll never get to the place that God is trying to take us to, but God has to prepare us for where He wants us to be. So we have to wait. So I kept hearing God say, in the process of me planning to do this podcast, He told me it's not the time. But then there was a time when God said the wait is over. So y'all, when we waiting on God, I want y'all to trust God. And I want y'all to thank God through the process. Even with the goods, the bads, the trials, and the tribulation, keep thanking God while you're waiting. So now God had begun to show me that. So I looked up the word wait, because y'all, I always try to put everything together. I looked up the word wait, and wait means to stay where one is or delay action until a particular time or something else happens. It said to stay where one is or delay action until a particular time or until something else happens. So wait does not mean denied. Check that out. It said delayed. Delay does not mean denied. So I said, God, that's good. You know what? I realized I had to wait on a lot of things from God, because God had to do some things in me. First of all, I had to build my faith up in God. I had to pray to God. I had to trust God with all my heart and stop leaning to my own understanding. I had to humble myself. See, sometimes in the process of God having you waiting, Jeffrey, thank you so much for joining in with us on tonight. Sometimes in the process of waiting, God is shaping and He's molding us so that when we get to where God is trying to take us to, it's going to be good, because God said everything I do is good. Remember, in the beginning, everything that God did was good. When God spoke a thing, it happened. So God has already spoke a thing over your life, and it has to happen, but there's a process to the thing. Sometimes when you waiting, God is saying, I want you to start preparing to write a book. The book is not ready to be published, but God is saying there's a specific time when I'm going to instruct you. So while you're waiting, I need you to do something. Remember, waiting does not mean denied. It's just delayed. But in the process of us waiting, we have to do something. So I began to look. So as God began to show me that about this waiting, so I go into Isaiah 40. And I start to read Isaiah 40. This is Isaiah 40, 28 and 31. It said, did you not know? It said, have you not heard? So, first of all, it asks you a question. Did you not know and have you not heard? It said, the Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the end of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary. So, God ain't getting tired and he ain't growing weary. And his understanding, no one can fathom. So, it's saying you can't even begin to understand what God is doing when he's doing what he's doing, but you need to wait. Why you need to wait? Because you don't understand that when God brings you to something, it's going to be great. That's why we have to wait. So it says, he gives strength to the weary and increase the power of the weak. It says, even the youth grow tired and weary, and the young men stumble and fall. It says, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and they will not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Now, that part of the passage that caught me was God said, you're going to soar like an eagle. Now, in order to soar like an eagle, you have to know something about an eagle. You got to know the characteristics of an eagle. So now I'm looking and saying, why did God say, I'm going to allow you to soar like an eagle? Y'all, I'm going somewhere. This message is going to bless a lot of you on tonight, because waiting does not mean denied. It's just mean you are delayed until something else has to happen. See, God has you in transition and in processing because something else is going to happen. And what's going to happen is going to be great. Why? Because everything that God does for us, he does it with good intentions. So I began to look at an eagle, y'all. Now, I only dealt with a few characters of an eagle, y'all. That's why I say when God says certain things, I start to research the thing that God is telling us or what God is telling me. So it said that one particular point that caught me, it said they will soar up on wings like an eagle. So I began to look, and eagles are fearless. Remember, the Bible says that God does not give us the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. Now, what I want to begin to tell y'all is this. God said, I have not given you the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. So God is saying, I didn't create you to have fear inside of you. So I began to look and I said, okay, God, I said, I follow you. So now I go to the Bible and I began to look at a person that had no fear. Y'all remember David when he had to shoot Goliath? David didn't fear the giant. The Philistines, everybody else was scared of the giant. But David didn't have fear when it came to the giant. So I began to look at this passage, and it says Goliath started walking toward David again, and David ran quickly towards the Philistines' battle line to fight him. He reached into his bag and took out a stone, which he shoot at Goliath. It hit him on his forehead and broke his skull, and Goliath fell face down on the ground. Y'all check this out. Now, David had to wait until an appointed time in order to fight Goliath. That's deep. David couldn't just run up there and fight Goliath. He had to wait. So that's why I'm telling you, sometimes the battle that you're in, if you just wait until the Lord instructs you when to fight and how to fight, you can't go wrong. So now I began to look at David, and I began to look at Goliath. And you know what was so awesome about the way God orchestrated this fight? Everybody else was afraid to challenge the giant that was in their life. But David took the giant head on, but he took the giant head on with the instructions that came from God. So I began to look at this. Now, think about it. A giant stands up high, and David is a little boy, according to what the Bible tells us. He's a small boy. But one thing you got to realize with an eagle never soars down below. An eagle soars up high. So guess what? Now you got this little boy and you got this big giant. See, you better tell these giants in your life that's looking down on you that you're soaring up. Now think about it. This was so awesome to me. David had a giant standing in front of him, And David is little. But check this out, how God set up this plan for David to win this battle. While the giant was looking down on David, David had to look up at him. But I believe that David looked past him and started looking towards the hills from which cometh his help, because his help was coming from the Lord. And because his help was coming from the Lord, God had already instructed him on how to operate and bring this giant down. Y'all, what I'm saying, that there's going to be obstacles that come in your way. There's going to be trials. There's going to be tribulations. But stop looking at the obstacle. When you see the obstacle before you, you can look at the obstacle, but what I need you to do is look past the obstacle and look toward the hill from which comes your help, because your help is coming from God. Now, when David began to look past the problem, he was able to bring the problem down. Sometimes we focus too long on the giant that's standing there, and God is saying the wait is over. Keep looking towards the hill from which cometh your help, because your help is coming from God. Now God is saying, I've equipped you to bring this giant down. I've given you a rock and a slingshot to bring the giant down. So stop looking at the obstacle and do something about it. See, David had to wait until he got specific instructions on how to bring the giant down. But when the giant faced David and David faced the giant, see, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Some of the situations that's in your way, they're looking down on you, but God is allowing you to look up at them, but look past them and look toward the hill from which cometh your help, because your help is coming from God. So David, at the time, God said, the wait is over. David took out his slingshot and his rock, and he brought the giant down. Y'all, what I'm trying to say on tonight, that the plan and the purpose that God has for your life, you better stop looking at the problems and the hurdles that's stopping you and look past the problem. But when you looking past the problem, you look towards the hills from which cometh your help, because your help is coming from God. And when you looking towards the hill, guess what? God is saying the wait is over, because you've connected to me. By looking towards the hills, the wait is over. See, waiting does not mean deny, it means delay. But David was no longer delayed. David got the okay from God to go ahead and bring the giant down. So now I'm looking at an eagle, and I said, eagle goes up high. An eagle does not play low. Now remember, this giant had to look down on David because David was littler than the giant. But David was little in stature, but he was big in power, because guess what? His help and his power and his authority was coming from God. Stop letting your obstacles and your challenges defeat you. Yeah, I get it. We going through trials and tribulations. You're going to have to look past the trials and the tribulations, and you're going to have to look towards God, because your help is coming from the Lord. Yeah, I get it. You sick. I have to look past my sickness, and I have to look towards the hills from which cometh my help, because my help comes from the Lord. Because guess what? God said, by his stripes, you are already healed. Not he's going to try to heal you, but you are healed. Y'all stop letting what y'all see move y'all. Stand like David. Sometimes when the problem is standing before you, you start talking to God. How you gonna talk to God? God, I gotta pray to you, and I gotta see what move you want me to make at this point in time in my life. Why? Because I'm not looking at this giant, because I know that the giant is coming down. Why? Because my instructions are coming from God. My power is coming from God. So y'all, God began to show me, remember David? David was a little boy. He didn't fear the giant. Remember, eagles don't fear. David didn't fear. God said, I don't give my people the spirit of fear, but I give them power, love, and a sound mind. So God is saying, when I'm taking you up and soaring you up like an eagle, I don't need you to fear. I need you to look toward the hills from which cometh your help, because your help is coming from God. Okay, so I dealt with David. Y'all, some people are sitting up at this point in time and don't think you even equipped to do what God has called you to do. But one thing God showed me is while they looking down on you, God has allowed you to look up towards the hills from which cometh your help. Terrell Smith, thank you for joining in. God is saying, stop looking at the problem and look towards the hill for the solution. So God began to tell me that we got to be like an eagle. We can't fear. So y'all got to look past the problem. You got to look past your sickness. Now, I'm not saying dismiss it, but you got to stand on God's word and say, God, you promised me that in the time of trouble, you'll be my strength. Latanya, thank you for joining in. God, you promised me that when my enemies come at me, you'll be right there with me. Matter of fact, God, you said you'll prepare a table in the presence of my enemies. Y'all, I'm going somewhere. So now that I've dealt with an eagle and he doesn't fear, now an eagle has vision. An eagle has great vision. God said, write the vision, make it plain. So y'all, do y'all see how God is putting the pieces together to y'all puzzle? First of all, God said, they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. So God said, you're not denied from what I'm telling you to do. It's just a delay. I just need you to wait. I need you to wait because I'm trying to process you to go through and to get to where I'm taking you to. So it says, they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They will soar up on wings like eagles. They will run and not get weary, and they will walk and not faint. So now I'm dealing with this eagle vision. So an eagle has great vision. It says an eagle has strong vision with the ability to focus on an object up to 3 miles away. When the eagle sights his prey, he will not move his focus from the prey until he successfully captures it. So the eagle eye is 4 times sharper than a human. But God is comparing us to an eagle. He said, if you wait on me, you will mount up on wings like an eagle. So God is giving you the comparison. The same thing I created an eagle to do. If you wait on me, I'm going to allow you to do it. That's what God had begun to tell me. So it tells me that an eagle can spot its prey while he's high in the sky. So an eagle can spot an opportunity that nobody else can spot. Why? Because it has great vision. So God began to show me, write the vision, make it plain. God will give you a vision that nobody else can see. Remember Joseph. God gave him a vision in his dream. Nobody else could see this vision but Joseph. Check this out. An eagle has awesome vision. He can see something while he's soaring up high that nobody else can see. So God has given us the ability to spot an opportunity before anybody else can even see the opportunity. Now, it says an eagle can kill a poisonous snake because he can see the snake while he's up high in the sky. So the eagle is strategic. Check this out. The eagle, he uses a strategy. It says the eagle's mission is to tire the snake out until it can strike the reptile on the back of its head. Now check this out. That was so good. So God has compared us and told us, if you wait, I'm going to mount you up on wings like an eagle to soar. So God has compared us to an eagle. So I began to say, God, why would you compare us to an eagle? And I had to look at the characteristics. Remember, everything that God does it perfect. Now you see how this eagle comes down and grabs this snake. God is awesome. God is saying the devil does not have power over you. So don't you let the devil fool you that he has power. See, God said, I give you power and authority to trample over any creeping, crawling creature that's below you. You notice the eagle came down to get what was below him. A snake can't go up when God is mounting you up and soaring you up. The eagle is allowed to come down and get his enemy. Y'all, I'm going somewhere. So guess what? The eagle will rip that snake's head off. Let me tell you something. Y'all remember in the beginning of the Bible when Eve was deceived by the snake? Don't be deceived by your enemy. Your enemy can't do nothing with you because God has given you power and authority to tread over any creeping, crawling thing that's beneath you. Remember when the enemy deceived the woman in the beginning? Remember, he talked to Eve and made her look at that tree different. Now he didn't force her to eat, but he made her look at the thing different. What he did was deceived her. Now check this out. If you go back to Genesis 3 and 15, what did God say? And I will put enmity between you and the woman. Check this out. God said anything that's trying to deceive you, I'm going to put separation in between it. This is what the Bible says. So guess what? Stop running from your enemy because your enemy can't do nothing with you. We just seen that God just compared us to an eagle. So God said, if you wait on me, you're gonna mount up on wings and soar like an eagle. So your enemy can't do nothing with you. When the snake deceived the woman, God said, I'm going to put division between you and the woman. This is God talking to the Satan. And he said, and between your offsprings, and her offsprings will crush your head, and you will strike his heels. Check this out. Her offsprings is coming down on your head. Y'all notice that picture of that eagle? That eagle came down on that snake's head. Now go back, check it out. If you don't believe it, go back to the Bible. It's Genesis 3 and 15. The snake deceived the woman, but God said, I got something for you, Satan. I'm finna put division between you and this woman, but guess what? Her seed gonna strike your head, and your head gonna strike his heel. Look at how that eagle came down, because the eagle seen an opportunity to take Satan out. The eagle comes down and grabs Satan by the head. Now, what did God say? Your seed will crush Satan's head. Y'all better get into the word, because God said, I'm about to do something big in your life that the enemy can't do nothing with you. Y'all better tell the enemy, you can't do nothing with me. Because guess what? God has gave me power like an eagle. And from what I know about an eagle, when an eagle sees an opportunity, meaning Satan can't do nothing with you when you're soaring up in your mission. But when you're not doing anything, he has the opportunity to do you. But God is saying, if I mount you up on wings like an eagle, when you come down, you coming down on Satan's head. You better tell the devil, you can't do nothing with me, because God gave me power and authority that when I go up, I'm gonna see your plan and your purpose. And when I go up and I come down, I'm coming down to crush your head. Why? Because the Bible said, but God said, I'll put intimacy between the woman and the serpent. Guess what? God said, I'm sending you up and I'm gonna leave you down. And when an eagle goes up, he can spot an opportunity that's up under him. Why? Because God said, write the vision, make it plain. God said, I give you a vision. Check it out. Joseph had a vision, but nobody could see the vision but Joseph and God, because Joseph had the plan and the purpose. Even though Joseph Joseph did get attacked, but God said, listen, check it out. Joseph's family attacked him because of the vision, but Joseph was eventually sold into slavery. God said, I'm going to put some distance between you and the problem. Joseph, because you see the opportunity that I'm giving you, I got to put distance between you and your enemies. So God is saying, y'all are eagles, and I'm going to put some distance between you and your enemy. But guess what? Your seed going to come down and crush the devil's head. Baby, y'all better tell Satan, you can't do nothing with me. See, Satan, I see when you trying to attack my child, because guess what? God has mounted me up. I'm not waiting no more. See, remember, I told you waiting does not mean that you are denied. It means that you are delayed. God said there's a time when I'm going to elevate you up, and you're going to be able to see what nobody else can see. Remember, Joseph had the vision. The vision wasn't given to everybody else. It was given to Joseph, even though God had to separate him from the family because the family couldn't understand and see the plan and purpose of God. Tell Satan, I see when you trying to attack my family, because God has taken me up. But Satan, when I'm coming down to crush your head. See, when an eagle comes down, he waits for the perfect time to come down, and he comes down on the enemy's head. See, God told the woman, listen, I know that Satan has deceived you, but now I'm going to separate you. But then I'm going to give your seed the power to crush Satan's head. God said, behold, I give you power. I give you power to tread over serpents and scorpions and over all things, the power of the enemy, and nothing by any means shall hurt you. God said, when I take you up, it ain't nothing Satan can do with you. When I take you up, ain't nothing gonna be able to touch you. Why? Because you waited on my perfect plan. You've waited and you've trusted me. And I told you, they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as eagle. And I mean, I'm taking you somewhere. So I dealt with that. I say, so a snake has vision. God has told all of us to write the vision and make it plain. Though it may tarry, it still comes to pass. Write the vision. So God is saying, while you waiting, your vision still has to come to pass. He said, but I need you to write it and make it plain. Why? Because guess what? An eagle, when he soars up high, he spots an opportunity that nobody else can't see. See, why Satan plotting on you, God has sent you up and you spotting the opportunity to come down and destroy Satan's kingdom. God is good, y'all. Jeffrey, thank you. Thank you so much. Mother Minnie, I had seen you on. I'm gonna take a little break, y'all. Give me a little breather. Mother Minnie, I see you on. Thank you so much on tonight. Latanya, I had seen you on earlier. Thank you so much. Brenda, thank you so much for joining in. Brenda says power in waiting. Yes, it is. Because waiting does not mean denied. It just means you're delayed until something happens. See, when God tells you to wait, he's not telling you to wait because the plan is not going to come to pass. Because remember, an eagle has vision. Write the vision, make it plain. Though it may tarry, it still comes to pass. God has to process you. See, David didn't just run up on Goliath. David waited until the prime opportunity. And when David waited, David looked up at his situation, but he looked past the situation and he looked towards the hills because he knew his help was coming from God. God was saying, okay, it's your time. The wait is over. I need you to take out your slingshot and I need you to take out your rock and knock your problem down because the wait is over. Goliath been running around long enough, but I'm telling you, David, the wait is over. I need you to do something. So y'all, I'm still dealing with Lynn. Thank you for joining in on tonight. So y'all, I dealt with the eagle having vision. So now God began to show me something. Y'all, this was deep. It says when the storm comes, the eagle gets excited. The eagle gets excited about a storm. Now, y'all, we all know that when storms come, we don't get excited. But I believe on tonight, after this, we're going to get excited about the storm. Why? An eagle uses the storm wind to lift himself higher. So the storm wind pushes the eagle higher. It said far above the clouds. In the meantime, all the other birds hide in the leaves and the branches in the trees. Now, y'all know what that brought me to? We're going to talk about a kite. Y'all remember when we used to fly kites as kids? I don't really see nobody flying kites no more. I don't even know if they make them. I'm quite sure they do. But remember when we used to fly a kite as kids? We had to wait. Y'all, what we waited for? We waited for the wind to blow. So it says the eagle gets excited about a storm because the wind allows the eagle to lift himself higher above the clouds. So I began to think and I said, as when we was kids, I said, when we wanted to fly a kite, we had to wait. You couldn't just go run out there with that kite. You had to wait till the wind started blowing. And once that wind started blowing, this was so deep. Once the wind started blowing, what did you have to do? You had to start running. So you started running. Now think about it. God said, I'm going to mount you up on wings like an eagle so you can soar. You had to start running. Why? Because that wind was finna take that kite high up in the sky. And the faster you ran when the wind was blowing, that kite went in the sky higher and higher. God said, I'm about to send a wind that's going to blow on you. And where I'm taking you to, you about to go somewhere. But I need you. The wait is over. See, when you waited to fly the kite, you had to wait. God is saying the wait is over. God is saying what I need you to do now is start to run. And when you start to run, check this out. I'm going to allow you to mount up like an eagle with wings. Why? Because the wind is about to blow. Now it tells you the eagle gets excited about a storm. Y'all, that blew my mind, because most of the times we say somebody's in a storm, they coming out of a storm, going through a storm. God said, get excited about a storm, because when the storm comes, I'm going to allow the wind to blow you up over your problems. When a storm comes, the wind is finna take you so high up that your problems ain't gonna even realize that you left. Because why? God said, I have to separate you from your problems. So when the wind started to blow, guess what? We started to run with that kite. And the faster you ran, that kite went up in the sky so high that as long as you held on to that string, see, God said, I'm going to hold on to you like we used to hold on to that kite string, but I want you to do something because the wait is over. I need you to go up higher. You're not staying on the ground no more, because guess what? The wind is blowing you. And the eagle said, I'm excited because the storm is coming. Y'all, let me tell you something. We about to get excited about a storm. We about to get excited about a storm because God said, I'm about to take you somewhere you never seen. Guess what the Bible say? Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man what God will do for those who love him. God said, the wait is over. The wind is blowing. I need you to get like an eagle, and I need you, when the wind blow, you're about to go to places that men have not seen. Why? Because God said, I'll allow a storm to carry you over your situation, your circumstances, your trials, and your tribulation, because the wind is blowing. And I thought about that kite. You waited until the wind started blowing, and then you started running. And the more the wind blew, the faster you ran. Why? Because that kite was going somewhere. The kite was going up. God said, your destiny is about to go up, and I need you to catch up to where I'm trying to take you to. That's why I'm gonna blow the wind. Guess what? We gotta get excited about a storm. God is saying, if I mount you up like an eagle, I'm giving you characteristics of an eagle. It never said, check it out, eagle doesn't fear. God said, I don't give you the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. It says the eagle doesn't fear. It says the eagle get excited about a storm, because when the storm comes, it said that the wind allows the eagle to take himself above the clouds. So the eagle gets excited when the wind is blowing, because the eagle says, guess what? I know this wind is not going to destroy me, because guess what? I'm excited about my storm, because where God is about to take me, my problems can't even catch up to me. What God is about to do in my life, no man have seen, because eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man. Let me tell you something. God has given each and every one of you a gift, and you bet not let your enemy stop you, because guess what? Trials and tribulations will come, but God said, get excited about the storm, because guess what? When I blow the wind on you, the wind is about to push you closer to your destiny. See, God said your destiny was already set for you, but when I blow the wind, I'm about to bring you to your destiny. See, you about to catch up to what I already been doing. God said, write the book. See, you had to wait and sit down while God processed you to put in the book. But the book is about to be published. Guess why? Because I had to catch you up. What I was doing in your life, you did not understand. But where I'm taking you to now, you're about to go somewhere. So God began to show me on as I began to, and y'all know what? God had to tell me, you tell the enemy, you can't do nothing with me. Why? And I'm going to keep coming back to this. Genesis 3 and 15 said, God said, I'm going to separate you from this serpent, is what he told Eve. He said, but I'm also going to allow your seed to come down on Satan's head. Now, check this out. You know, this day was already made for us. God already knew what was going to happen at this appointed time. I just had to wait until God said the wait is over. And when he said the wait is over, he said, I need you to do something. Don't worry about your situation and circumstance, because I just showed you that about David. David wasn't fearful of Goliath. But what God gave David the opportunity, like an eagle spots the opportunity that nobody else can see. David stood before the giant. Now notice how God flipped the script. God had the giant looking down on David, but David was looking up at the giant. But guess what? David was looking toward the hills from which cometh his help. I waited long enough for this giant to torment these people. But God said, don't wait no more, David. I need you to get the resources that I've given you, which is your rock and your slingshot. The wait is over. Shoot your shot, David, because David realized God got him looking down at me, but God allowed me to look up at him. And when I look up at him, I'm looking up towards the hill for which cometh my help, because my help is coming from the Lord. Guess what, giant? I'm looking past you, but I'm going to take you down. The giant didn't understand that David had an eagle in him, that David seen an opportunity to bring this problem down just by looking toward the hills from which cometh his help. Y'all, God is good. God began to show me that if you wait on me, I will mount you up on wings that you will soar like an eagle. Y'all, God is so good. God is saying that I give you the same power and capability that I give an eagle, but you got to wait. Now, waiting, some people think waiting means deny. Waiting does not mean deny. It means that you're delayed until something else has to happen. God had begun to show me to tell his people that the wait is over. And I had begun to sit back and I began to look at my life, and I guess God was really talking to me, because y'all know I've been waiting a long time to do things, and I pray and I trust God, and God is saying that the wait is over. He said my people need to know that they have an eagle inside of them, and I want you to tell my people all the characteristics of an eagle. And when you tell my people the characteristics of an eagle, I want you to demonstrate to them the people that I used in the Bible that had an eagle that had eagle characteristics in them also, and how they overcame, how they wasn't defeated. And the thing about it was, what was so key, I've been telling y'all, see, we didn't realize that an eagle, put that picture back up there for me again. An eagle has a power to kill a snake. Y'all remember, God said Satan was a creeping, crawling creature in the beginning. God said, I'm going to give you an opportunity to spot your prey. While Satan is laying down, crawling on the ground, I done soared you up like an eagle. So guess what? When Satan has a plan for your family, God said, I've already took you up and showed you what Satan is doing for you. And guess what? When the eagle comes down, he's coming down on the enemy head. Why? Because the Bible says that God told the woman, your seed gonna crush the enemy. Y'all better tell the enemy, look, God is taking me somewhere that eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man what God is doing for those who he loves. Satan, you can't stop me. See, one thing I came to realize is that if y'all remember about that kite, you couldn't just run out there with that kite. You had to do a little waiting. And sometimes waiting means you get a little anxious. Sometimes you couldn't even play with your kite that day. You may have to wait another day. But one thing God is saying, but the wait is over. Now I want you to take your dream, take your vision, take your purpose, take your plan, take the promise that God has you. God said, I want you to take it and I want you to run. Why I want you to run? Because I'm finna blow the wind. And when I blow the wind upon you, you're gonna run a little bit faster. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to take you where eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, neither has it entered into the heart of a man. Because guess what? I said if you wait on me, I'm gonna mount you up and with wings as an eagle, you're going to be able to soar. God said the wait is over. Y'all, I'm so happy on tonight that God allowed me to even come before y'all to even do this. Y'all, like I said, I really had to get deep with it because y'all, when my husband made the announcement that I was gonna do it April 6th, y'all wouldn't believe it. The more this day came, y'all, stuff was coming at me at the job. I started getting nervous, and I'm saying, but God, I do it every Monday. But then it was like more pressure was coming, and God said, okay, the wait is over. He said, but I'm gonna show you something. Your enemies can't do nothing with you. I don't care how much they try to pressure you, they can't do nothing with you. God began to tell me, because you waited, go look at Isaiah 40. It's Isaiah, hold on, y'all. Hold on, I got it right here. God told me to go look at Isaiah 40, 28, and 31. And as I began to look at it, and I say, okay, Satan, I see what you're doing. You think because I got to wait until Thursday come that you're going to defeat me, that you're going to stop the plan and the purpose of God. And God began to show me, and y'all, I'm telling y'all, God is so awesome. God said, listen, David didn't just run up on that giant because he wanted to. David waited until his appointed time. We all got to wait to our appointed time, but I promise you, if you keep looking toward the hills from which cometh your help comes from God. God is saying, I see you. I know you need a job, but if you keep trusting me, I'm going to give you what you need, but you got to wait. Because guess what? Waiting on God does not mean that it's denied. It just means that it's delayed. See, God didn't tell David just run up on the giant without getting instructions. God said, I'm trying to give you instructions on how to move. I'm trying to give you instructions on how to bring the giant down. Remember when Joshua went around the wall of Jericho? Now the wall was blocking them, but what from the enemies? But when Joshua went around the wall, they had specific instructions: go around this wall 7 times. They had to do it 7 times. So they couldn't do it the first time. So they had to wait and do it another time, and wait and do it another time, and wait and do it another time. But God, what God promised was the wall was coming down. Y'all, some walls about to fall just because you was waiting. Y'all, some things is about to turn for the good because you waited. God said, tell my people, because they waited, the wait is over. So, y'all, with that being said, I thank each and every one of you all who was on here tonight. Minnie, thank you so much for being on here tonight. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, closer to this time, I was having all kind of meltdowns. Seemed like this was coming and that was coming, but but I kept studying. Guess what? I kept studying God's word because I needed it. And the more I studied it, even through the midst of the trials and tribulations, the more I studied it, the more I got strength. Because God said, they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. I got strength because God began to show me that just because you wait don't mean you deny nothing. And he started to show me everything in the Bible. And he started to take me from place to place. Remember Joseph. Joseph had a dream. Eagle has a great vision. God connected Joseph with his vision for his life. And guess what? Joseph got the dream that nobody else understood. And guess what? Joseph was excited about the dream. But guess what? Here comes opposition. So God allows Joseph to be separated from his problems. God said, because you wait, I'll separate you from the thing that's getting in your way. So when God separated Joseph from the problem, check it out. Joseph was in a process from the pit to the palace, lied on, family sold him into slavery, but they couldn't stop the vision. Y'all, when I thought about this eagle and this great vision, and it said the eagle got eyes are 4 times sharper than a human, but I thought about vision, great vision. God kept saying, write the vision and make it plain. Vision, vision, vision. It brought me to, I was telling my husband, it brought me to Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles. They couldn't see, but they had great vision. Great vision. Write the vision and make it plain. Though it may tarry, it'll still come to pass. See, an eagle has a vision that the eagle can see an opportunity that nobody else can see. Y'all think about it. Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles got great gifts in their life. Excellent songwriters without vision, without sight, but they got a vision. No sight, but they got a vision. God said, write the vision, make it plain. Though it may tarry, it still come to pass. They can't see, but they can sing. See, God said, I'm doing things that nobody else understands. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, neither has it entered into a heart of man. They can't see, but they can play a piano. You got people who can see, but ain't got vision and can't do the things that they can do. Check it out. God is good. You may have sight, but if you don't have the vision, you're not going to be able to do the plan and the purposes of God. So y'all, with that being said, I done talked myself till my throat is dry. But y'all, I just appreciate each and every one of y'all on tonight. I told y'all I was going to be on here tonight. I promise y'all, I told y'all I was gonna bring y'all a powerful word. I pray that this word, Yolanda, thank you so much for being on here tonight. I pray that this word allows you to see that waiting does not mean that you are denied. It just means that you're delayed. April, thank you so much for being on here tonight. I just y'all, I thank God. I thank God because as I was sitting here, God said it's time. He said, the wait is over. Javon, thank you so much. He said, the wait is over. And sometimes we think that because we wait, now I'm human, waiting can be the hardest part. But one thing I realized is that if you order something from Amazon, you're going to wait. You don't order something from Amazon and then they send it right to you. You wait. I remember when I was a kid, God said, I'm not about the microwave life. See, everybody wants it quick, fast, and in a hurry. See, an eagle has to go up high in order to spot an opportunity down low. So it takes him some time to get up where God's just trying to take him to. God is saying, I'm not doing a microwave thing in your life. I'm doing a conventional oven thing in your life. Remember, y'all, when we was kids, they made cornbread in the oven, and cornbread takes time. Matter of fact, right now to this day, my grandmother makes cornbread and she don't make it in 5 minutes. God is saying, if you want to see the goodness of what I'm trying to do in your life, I need you to wait and get and see the full process. See, you can throw it in the microwave and try to make a cake, but you might get something that's dry. See, God is saying, I'm doing something that has substance to it. I'm doing something that's going to add power to you. I'm doing something that's going to give you authority to call those things as not as though they were. So y'all, I just encourage y'all on tonight. I'm glad. Monique, thank you so much. For jumping on tonight, y'all. Monique, I had called her today. I'm like, Monique, don't miss it. I think this is gonna be an impactful word. And Monique did just what she said. She got on. My friend Colleen, Tamika, just like she said, she jumped on. Yolanda, you on? Thank you so much. Yolanda said, faith and fear can't stay in the same house. Faith and fear can't stay in the same house. But I tell you what, if eagle don't, and I was talking, Yolanda, and I was telling them an eagle doesn't fear anything. And that's how David had that eagle in him, and he was able to bring that giant down. So you're right. Faith and fear can't live in the same house. But I tell you what, if you look toward the hill from which cometh your help come from God. I promise you that fear will take you somewhere that eyes have not seen. Rudy, thank you so much for the wait. I didn't see I forgot, y'all. I wanted to tag my friend Tasha in, but I did forget. I normally try to tag her in. But everybody who joined in, y'all, I'm glad to see each and every one of y'all on here tonight. It's truly a blessing. Jeffrey said, God bless your ministry, woman of God. You did a phenomenal job on tonight. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. I really appreciate those words of encouragement. Minnie said the enemy knew you were coming with power and God is pleased. Thank you so much, Minnie. Thank you so much. I just thank each and every one of y'all for y'all words of encouragement. Like I said, Tamika, thank you. I had called my friend Colleen. She was getting her hair done. She like, girl, I'm excited. I'm gonna be on there. Latanya, thank you. Pierre, who else did I know? My auntie, Linda, she was on here. Monique, I see my two daughters on here, Zizi, and Kiki. That's Sasha the Brabber. Her, I call her Kiki. I seen both of them on here. Thank y'all so much for joining in. Thank each and every person who shared it. Javon Parker, thank you so much for joining in. Javon is a true trooper. He rides with us, and I really appreciate that. If you haven't, y'all go ahead real quick and hit that like button if you haven't liked it. I'm quite sure a majority of you all have shared it. Oh, Lori, thank you so much for joining in. I had seen you earlier, but I was so caught up in my thoughts that I didn't want to break my train of thought. But I do appreciate you for coming on tonight. Jane Burrow Clock, thank you so much. I seen you earlier. Like I said, I was so caught up in my thoughts that I didn't want to break my thoughts, but I truly appreciate. I'm glad to see you back, Jane Burrow Clock. We missed you. You used to be on a Monday night, but I appreciate you coming on. Y'all, with that being said, I've came on here, I've gave y'all what I promised, even though y'all, I'm telling y'all, I was so nervous, and I was just telling my husband is back, he's behind the scenes, y'all. He's not going nowhere. He's behind the scene. He's operating these comments and stuff for me. I truly appreciate him because you know what, me and him was working really, really hard on this podcast to get everything get together as we always do. Even with the podcast that we do on Monday, we also have a podcast for those of you all who are new, that we do on Monday at 7 o'clock. We also have a YouTube channel that if you would like to go ahead and like and subscribe to it, we would truly appreciate it. But me and my husband, we worked hard this whole week trying to get all this stuff together just to make sure that I give you all what God wanted me to give you all. And I think I pray to God that this message has impacted your life. I pray to God most of all that God is well pleased with the job that I've done today, because everything I do and that we do over here is truly for God to get the glory. I can't I'm just a willing vessel that allows God to use me, and God gets the glory for everything out of my life, because one thing about it is God wants his people to know that he's for them. God said, I'll never leave you and I'll never forsake you. So God wants me to just come on and give his people, to let his people know what they need to hear. And it's truly a blessing, y'all, that y'all hang with me, hung out with me on this Thursday. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And as long as y'all want me to keep coming back on, me and my husband gonna keep on working to push these podcasts out to y'all. Y'all, one thing, me and my husband, we was talking yesterday, and God did give us a vision. And I was telling my husband, I said, it's time. Javon said, tell my cousin I said hi and good job for helping you. I will, Javon. He heard me. He see the comments. But thank you. That's so nice and sweet. One thing me and my husband was talking yesterday is that it's time for us to get what God has promised us. God has gave us the green light and said that the wait is over. So we believe that the wait is truly over, and that everything that God is doing it for the best of our lives. So with that being said, I pray that I did not miss anybody. Y'all, I'm tired. I had to run right in from work and get on this podcast. But I pray that I didn't miss anybody. Y'all go ahead and, like I said, if you didn't like the video, go ahead and like it at this time. But until next Monday, don't forget about, we got a podcast on Monday, same time, 7 o'clock. Me and my husband both will be doing that podcast. But y'all just don't forget, keep telling people, y'all. Keep pushing the video for us, y'all. Keep spreading the word. Like I said, God gets the glory. We're just willing vessels doing what God asks us to do on Mondays and on Thursday. So with that, oh, I see Martise Porter. I had seen him on early. Martise, thank you so much. Y'all, I catch y'all names. I see y'all names fly across the screen, and I try to make it a mental note in my head so that I could acknowledge each and every person. Martise, thank you for joining in. With that being said, y'all just remember y'all are a eagle, and every time the enemy comes at you, just remember what an eagle does. An eagle can come down on his head, but most of all, go back to the Bible and read in Genesis 3 and 15, where God said, I'll separate you. This is my own terms. I'll separate you from the enemy, but I'll allow your seed to bruise his head. So the enemy does the same thing that God told Eve he was going to allow her seed to do. So with that being said, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, if you want, you can donate to the channel. I think my husband had put the Cash App up there. Cause y'all, we going somewhere. We going somewhere. It only goes up from here. Remember, storms only pushes an eagle up higher. It only goes up from here, and that's what I want to encourage people on tonight. So with that being said, y'all, I promise y'all, before my grandson come in here and disturb me, I'm gonna give you back your time, but y'all, will see you on Monday. God bless you.